Wednesday, which means it's time to clean the chicks' coop. It's very clearly in need of some TLC. Yeah, one of our olive eggers says hello. And so does Chief Dingus. Chill, bro. So the first thing I do is I make sure to close the door so our chicks can hang out in the run, but they won't be able to get in the coop and sneak out of the coop while I'm cleaning it. Then I'm going to take our water and feeder out, clean those and set those aside. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these roosting bars. So my husband built this coop a few months ago, and it ended up becoming our brooder coop. And it's great because he did a lot of things to customize. One of those things was he made these roosting bars removable. See, for easy cleaning. See all that? I'm going to wipe that down, make all that look a lot nicer. The next task we have to do is to remove all of this dirty bedding and scrape out all the poop that's in here. So I have had a lot of trial and error with this sort of thing. I used to use a plastic litter scoop and I broke multiple of those. So I recommend, I bought this on Amazon. It's a 100% metal deep cat litter scoop. I can link it below if you guys are interested. This will help. It's great because it's able to scoop and remove refuse, so to speak. But it's also since it's metal, it's able to scrape off droppings and things like that. It's really, really useful. A little bit more expensive than your standard plastic one, but 100% worth it. Now that all of the dirty litter is out, the next thing to do is to season the bottom of the brooder. What I like to use is a combination of two things. A little bit of diatomaceous earth that comes in a big bag. I've just repurposed this little shaker to make it easier to dispense. And also barn lime. Diatomaceous earth is great at preventing insect infestations. It's not great for treatment once you have one, but once it's great for preventing them. You just have to be really careful with diatomaceous earth because if you put too much of it in a space and they, roll around in it and, all that stuff, get it into the air, it can be bad for their respiratory systems, the chicken's respiratory systems in high amounts. So you just got to be use it sparingly. It's useful, but don't go too crazy with it. The barn lime is for mitigating some of that stank that inevitably comes from chickens. So it's also pretty great. If you are interested in learning more about barn lime, my biggest suggestion to you is to get specifically lime that is labeled as barn lime, because there's all kinds of different types of limes. Some of them are hydrated, which is caustic, and it can hurt your chicken's little feet. So barn lime is always the safe bet. You can get it at your local feed store, and it's really, really cheap. It's like $3.99 for a bag at Tractor Supply, so can't go wrong with that. So I take my diatomaceous earth and just put a little light dusting in. Nothing too crazy. I'm a little more generous with the barn lime because it's really important for, again, helping to control some of that smell that comes from chickens. And it's pretty safe for them too, so. Season. Next step is to add the shavings. I like the premium flake pine shavings from Tractor Supply. They're pretty cheap. I like to use this for chicks. I don't use this for older birds so much. I like using the equine pine pellets from Tractor Supply, and I can do another video on that if you guys are interested. Now it's time to add the feeder and water. Make sure they have lots of water available, especially if you're in a place like we are, where it's May and it's already in the 90s and very humid. So my pro tip for people who are who have gotten chicks or about to hatch some chicks out, who are maybe doing it for the first time, the food situation can get really messy very quickly. If you just have this feeder here, what they're going to do is they're going to, peck at the food, but they're also going to use their little beaks and pull food out, and the food will get all over your brooder, all over your coop, and it's just a disaster. So something I got to mitigate that a bit is I put the feeder in this just disposable metal baking pan. You can use one that's not disposable if you like. It's totally up to you, whatever you've got in hand or whatever your preference is. It just helps to keep the mess contained a little bit, because they will make a mess. There will be, food that piles up in here, but it's nicer to have it in here and be able to, do whatever with it than have it all over the brooder coop. So yeah, it's time to put the feeder back. I'm gonna open the door again, let our friends back in. And it's almost time to go up to roost, so I'm gonna turn this light on. It kind of helps to teach them that this is a good place to go at night. And chickens are, at any age, they have notoriously horrible vision at nighttime, so having this little solar powered light bulb up top here helps them a lot. I know the birds will appreciate sleeping on clean sheets tonight, so to speak. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. If you're interested in this type of content, my husband and I are getting into making this kind of content, talking about our homesteading journey. We're not experts, we're just two average Joes and Jane that are interested in homesteading, and we want to share our experience with the world. So please subscribe to our channel and like the video if that's something that you're interested in too. Happy homesteading. Hi, this is editing Amanda here. I also just wanted to make a quick editor's note. So with younger chicks, you'd want to have like either a heat lamp or a brooder plate in your coop or your brooder, to make sure that they have a good heat source. But our chicks are fully feathered, and it's also in the 90s here in Tennessee, so that's why we don't have a heat source in our brooder coop. So if you have younger chicks, you'll definitely want a heat source, but we don't have one because we don't need one right now. So just in case you were curious.